remembers where they were when the shot was made? I'm sure some of you are too young to remember, but I'm sure you've heard of it. It's crazy that to me that you can Google the shot and the first thing that comes up is a YouTube clip replaying something that happened over 20 years ago. The shot, of course, was the game winner of the 1998 NBA Finals between the Utah Jazz and the Chicago Bulls. As a boy, I had one dream, and that was to be a professional basketball player. And this was because of one man and one man only, arguably one of the most famous people of all time, Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan is such an inspiration to so many people of every demographic. He put his mind to something and he did it. He once said, "I failed over and over and over again in my life, and that is why I succeed." I feel like every person can learn something from an athlete like Michael. You must expect great things of yourself before you can do them. On the court, Jordan was king. He left a lasting impact on the game of basketball. Off the court, he did a lot of great things that people often don't remember him for. Jordan was king on the court. Elgin Baylor, a former basketball player, coach, and team executive, once said, "If you look up the definition of greatness in the dictionary, it will say Michael Jordan." Jordan's individual accolades and accomplishments include 6 NBA Finals MVP awards, 10 scoring titles, 5 MVP awards, 10 All-NBA first-team designations, 9 All-Defensive first-team honors, 14 NBA All-Star Game selections, 3 All-Star Game MVP awards, 3 steals titles, and the 1998 NBA Defensive Player of the Year award. He holds the NBA records for highest scoring regular season average and the highest scoring career playoff scoring average. All of these great accomplishments led the way to what he did to the sports world and the game of basketball. Basketball now has the attention of the world. Jordan and his trademark aerobatics are today an American icon and brand. I think that every generation really has their own thumbprint, but if you look at Michael's influence, you still see the shaved heads out there on the court, still see people playing with a great deal of flair. And this was said by Jordan Brand Vice President Howard White. I think that the stamp obviously went beyond his culture, and there is a thing that says like Michael Jordan, or the Michael Jordan of whatever it is that NBA, NASCAR, hockey, and they compare people to Michael Jordan still to this day. Michael Jordan's impact doesn't just stop with basketball, though, either. Off the court, Michael Jordan did and still does a lot of good work that people don't remember him for. Joe Greenberg, an ESPN writer, wrote that Jordan has given more money to charitable causes and met with more sick kids than we'll ever know. There are far too many charitable donations to list. I encourage you to look up some on your own time and learn some new things about Jordan for yourself. A few things that I really feel inspired by and appreciate that he has done are these. He has served as the Make-A-Wish Chief Ambassador since 2008. He has worked to stop violence in the Chicago urban areas through a large number of Chicago youth programs such as Chicago Scholars, Children's Literacy Initiative, After School Matters, and way too many more to list. He donated his entire 2001-2002 NBA salary to the victims of 9/11 and charities involving those people. All these charitable, inspiring works are part of the legacy that Jordan will leave behind him. I'm 29 years old, and I'm still working to get a college degree, and I'm inspired by Jordan every day, almost 20 years after his retirement. So I ask you to remember these words that he said. If you're trying to achieve something, there will be roadblocks. I've had them. Everybody has them. But obstacles don't have to stop you. If you run through a wall, don't turn back.